Thank you everybody for coming today. We're here to start a pre-academy of our cadet class that's going to be starting here soon, and wanted to highlight the fact we have 60 cadets in that class. And with that, I want to start with the Chief Administrative Officer, Lawrence Rael. He'll speak, and then Chief Harold Medina will say a few words. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone, and thank you all for being here on this nice warm day here in July. Really to begin a really amazing conversation about the future of the police department here in Albuquerque. And behind me you can see an amazing group of people who are now have expressed interest in joining the Albuquerque Police Department. As Gilbert just announced, a class of potentially of 60 cadets. This is by far one of the biggest classes that we've had in several years, maybe even more than several years. But it is amazing what we have done with and the chief and the police department have done to go out and recruit. But it's all about working toward the future and looking at ensuring that we have the necessary level of police officers in our community to do the work. But it came with a lot of focus on behalf of Mayor Keller and his administration. We focused on the issues that are so important for ensuring that we get good individuals to work for the city of Albuquerque. We just signed a contract just in the last couple of days with the Albuquerque Police Officers Association, if you will, the union, for a 5% raise for the Albuquerque police officers going forward for this year. Another 4% next year. It's these kinds of investments, this type of investment in salaries and compensation to ensure that new cadets coming in to the city of Albuquerque and existing officers are compensated for a very dangerous and difficult job that they do. They put their life on the line every day, and these individuals behind us are about ready to join those ranks here in the very near future. So 60 cadets. I am told that about 20 PSAs, which is also a big number for the city. And so we have a total of 80 individuals here behind us looking at joining the Albuquerque Police Department. I also want to say that thanks to the governor and the governor's investment in a retention of officers and the work that we've done at the city with the city council in this year's budget, we included funding to not only support officers that are at the age of, if you will, of retirement. And that age is not that old, let me just say that. A lot of these officers here are some of the officers for the police department are staying longer because we've invested in a retention program to give them an incentive to stay with the city, especially as they are going to be the mentors, the folks that help these new officers that come online to learn the way to patrol and to do the work in the city, etc. So it really is an acknowledgement of the investment of the administration, of Mayor Keller and the council putting together the funding to support the department, with the state legislature and the governor doing their part as well in helping with the retention programs. And then, quite frankly, the work of the police department, Chief Medina and his staff in working and recruiting and doing the work that needs to be done to attract individuals to this profession of policing in our city. So with that, I'm going to turn it over to Chief Medina and congratulate him and the department for a job well done. And to all of you behind me, we look forward to having all of you join the ranks of city employees, but most importantly, the ranks of APD officers and PSAs. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Lawrence. Thank you. I just want to thank the administration first and foremost for the investment in public safety. We have the best paid cadets in the state of New Mexico by far. Nobody comes close. And it's this that has enabled us to grow our ranks. Behind us, we have 60 cadets. Not only do we have 60 cadets, we have 60 diverse cadets. I heard of cadets coming from Germany and those coming from Mexico. I think we have to remember that our strength is going to be in our diversity. We also have 10 laterals behind us who will be graduating on Friday. These 10 laterals represent the biggest lateral class we've had in several years at the Albuquerque Police Department. And we've invested in the way we're doing and recruiting our PSAs. There's 20 PSAs that are currently in the pre-academy, and by the time the PSA Academy starts in a couple weeks, we're hoping that that number will actually be closer to 30 as they're processing some last applicants. So in total, if you look at that, that is 100 new employees who will be hitting the streets of Albuquerque to help us patrol if we could get them all through training. But one of the things that Deputy Chief Lowe is going to be talking about that we've done different in this academy is we did a pre-academy. We know that we have to do something to make sure that our cadets are being able to convert over to a field in law enforcement. They're being able to be successful in an academy, and we brought them in early in hopes that we could prepare them for the academy and make sure that they're a support network for each other. Es muy importante que nosotros tenemos a trabajar a personas que están trabajando por la policía de Albuquerque que vienen de muchos lugares. En este clase que está comenzando hay gente de México y hay gente de Germany que van a estar trabajando por la policía de Albuquerque. In closing, I just want to say one thing is I want to thank our recruiting, our academy, for all of the work that they've put together. Deputy Chief Lowe for her leadership in ensuring that we're getting these numbers. Commander Joe Veers in making sure that we have the academy staff ready to be and trained to put all these individuals through the training necessary. This is a huge lift on our academy. As I stated, 100 new bodies hitting the streets, hopefully in the next few months as they go through training. The cadets will be finishing the academy sometime in a December-January timeframe, and then they'll have to go to OJT. But our laterals will be hitting OJT as soon as 2 weeks. They graduate on Friday, and there's some additional things that they'll be doing over the next 2 weeks, and then they'll hit. And our PSAs generally take about 6 weeks in order to get the training they need where they'll be able to hit the streets. Those PSAs are important because we know that's one of our number one recruiting pulls. So I'm hoping that we get to the 30, and that is 30 future police officers also that we'll be bringing to the city of Albuquerque. And with that, I'll let Deputy Chief Lowe talk a little bit about the pre-academy we're trying to do. And I wish everybody behind me good luck, whether you're graduating on Friday, you're starting the PSA Academy, or you're starting the full academy. Good luck, and we hope that you make it all through this process.
Good morning. Again, my name is Deputy Chief Corey Lowe. I'm over the Accountability Bureau that oversees the Training Academy. As Chief mentioned, we are discussing, we have two things going on. We have the pre-academy and the cadet hires. So what we're doing is in order to prepare applicants in order to reduce attrition throughout the academy. So again, we're going to do the cadet hiring, and what that happens here is we go ahead and pre-hire them as a temp position, and we have 20 positions prior to every academy class. And what we're doing is trying to prepare them the best we can. For those that are, physical fitness is typically the one that they struggle with the most. And so we're giving them more practice. We're actually working with our APD training physical coordinator, JD Mays, and he runs with them. He gives them advice, nutrition advice, ways to be able to keep them healthy throughout the academy. So those 20 work in various areas of the department, awaiting their backgrounds to be completed and full acceptance into the next academy. The next thing we are doing once that is done, as you will see, we have the 60 people in the pre-academy right now. It's a 2-week program. What we're doing is we're going through preparing them for the academy. They're going to learn additional report writing. We're going to stress physical fitness again, and various areas that we know, like we run a 10 code, which is our language that we speak on radio's most common, so they can get to know what policing is like. We are also integrating them together so they can work more closely as a team earlier on prior to basic academy. Again, all of this is done in order to reduce and make sure that we reduce the attrition rate and make sure that we can graduate as many police officers as we can within 6-month period before they start on OJT or on-the-job training for the next 4 months of their career. So again, this is a huge step for the Albuquerque Police Department. We've done a phenomenal job in the last year, as you can see with the laterals that are about to graduate on Friday. With our 60 people that are in the pre-academy right now, they are set to start at the end of July and beginning of August. And then we also have our PSAs, which our PSA academies are going to be our conduit for future police officers of the Albuquerque Police Department. Thank you.
You know, with that, is there any questions? Yes, sir.
Where did you guys go to other cities to get a model of this? Is this new?
You know, the pre-academy idea came from a conversation I had with the chief from San Jose. They do something similar, but not exact. And I talked to Deputy Chief Lowe after that and asked her if she could start something like that. And, you know, without a doubt, that idea came from our relationships with major city chiefs. Any other questions? That's it. All right, thanks.